County, the first half of 2012, our sales tax was up $300,000 over last year's sales tax for the first half of the year. We collected $1.9 million for all of last year, and by the end of July, had already done 1.6 this year. So you can see it's a huge difference. Carroll County has less than 30,000 people in the entire county. So we're a very small county, very rural. So you can see those numbers are very significant. Like Jefferson County, our unemployment rate is now down to 6%, I think was this August numbers, way below the national average and everything else. So we are seeing that. They are hiring locally as best they can. Still dealing with that education issues. Drug testing is still an issue in our area. Some of those kinds of things, but they are hiring local. We're seeing a lot of the induced and the indirect, the hotels, the restaurants are all doing good business out that they're all on the increase. We're actually seeing help wanted signs in the windows at a lot of the hotel or the restaurants. Those kinds of things are what we're already seeing. So it's been a very positive. It's hard to believe that much happens here. You guys have only had a couple of wells, as close as they are. But it's starting to move, and that was part of that exploratory phase, and they still are. But I see them; they're starting to get more and more busy in Carroll County than they had been. That's starting to ramp up, and they're going to continue to ramp up. The other economic things that have happened that are good: the amount of road construction that has happened in Carroll County. Our township roads were dirt. Where there's well pads, they're now paved. I mean, it's just that big of a difference. Chesapeake alone has had done over $26 million in road improvements in Carroll County in the last 18 months. If you think about what our the county highway budget is $500,000 a year for road construction, and $26 million has been done by the industry. So you can see where we would be with our roads in Carroll County if it wasn't, we wouldn't be. The roads are fixed and they're done up to the well pad. If there's, the well pad would be here, then the road goes back to what it was. And then there's a sign that says no Chesapeake traffic or no Rex traffic or no Enervest traffic on the roads that have not been fixed because they're not up to standard and they will not hold the traffic. The other piece that we have learned is if you're a sub or one of their workers and you're caught on one of the roads that is not a designated road, you can lose your job immediately, and that subcontractor could also lose their contract. The companies are not putting up with them well, I know there's a shortcut, so I'm going to take it. That doesn't happen, and it isn't happening. So they're very good about all of those kinds of things. Those are some of the biggest things we've seen. It's an exciting time. The chamber itself, when I started as chamber director in April of last year, we had 175 members. As of my board meeting last Thursday, we're 233 members. So that was a net increase of 58 members in 18 months. And our chamber had been at 170 members for probably 15 years, roughly, give or take a few here or there. So. Yes, I'd rather ask questions.
Yeah, were those all new businesses, or were they existing businesses that chose to engage with the chamber?
A little bit of both. Those are new companies to the area, which there are a lot. Not just, you've got, of course, Chesapeake and Rex, the two main drilling companies. But a lot of their subs have joined. A lot of long-term companies in the county who have been there for years, just never saw a need to join the chamber, have now joined the chambers because they know if somebody calls and asks us who we recommend chamber members first. So the chamber did a business-to-business expo last spring to try to connect some of our locals with the oil and gas industry, and I'll probably be doing it again next spring. That event itself we got 16 new members out of that event, just so that they were able to do that.
The big amount, you said the 26 million in road. Who did they hire to do that road?
Multiple companies. Chesapeake works with several different subs on that. Kelchner is probably their largest company they work with, and that's an Ohio company. They're out of Dayton, Ohio. They actually now have an office in Carrollton now. We are the Carroll, there's the Eastern Ohio Division of Kelchner, which is out of date. They do most of their construction, but there's a couple others too. And they're dealing local. One of our local landscapers, because we had no snow last winter, he survived the winter because of being able to go out and grass the well pads. Because you could do that because we had such a soft winter, so they are working with our locals as best, as much as they can. The well pad construction and the road construction, those are huge deals. As you go forward, you'll see these pads, and there's nothing to snap. They're pretty good sized pads. So they have to have background and knowledge in that, but they do use local subs as much as they can. But they stick with the people they have originally, and then as they need more, they get your